So I want to chime in with my little piece on this whole Kirk Franklin and his son type thing.
We sold us. Don't get moody, it's okay. We sold us. It was either be broke or get paid, so we sold us. We ain't waiting.
Yeah, we know that this is normal for people who come from a background in American history to communicate with each other like this. And as a root worker, you know, like a lot of people, like I'm watching Steve Harvey, Monique, Ricky Smiley. I didn't even really watch his video, but I could just imagine what the tone was. And it's all of these figureheads who come from a certain generation. You know, mama used to whip us, mama used to beat us, and we turned out so good. And yet, the seeds that fell on the ground produced everything that we're struggling with today. Can children rebel in black families? Like, is that allowed? Or was rebellion a gene that was beat out of our ancestors during slavery? So when children naturally rebel, it becomes a huge, huge problem. But that part, don't nobody really want to talk about. All we want to talk about is how when we were younger, we couldn't talk to our parents like that. But why though? But why? Did this have anything to do with the fact that our ancestors were traumatized by slavery and maybe they got kind of carried away? Maybe they wanted somebody to bully like Massa bullied them. So they beat their children. So he beat his wife. And the beating just kept on going.
Sophia beat on Harpo. And then Harpo beat on Sophia. Then Sophia beat on Harpo some more. And in between the beatings, the children just kept coming.
Think about this. If most of the slaves weren't allowed to learn how to read, how did they learn how to speak English? It was probably by how it was being spoke to them. How do you talk to a slave? So in turn, how would a slave then talk to other slaves? I want us to think about why we justify talking to our family so harshly. I want to just give you something to think about. A lot of times in our culture, or the black culture, or the Afro-Indigenous culture, we hear the term code switching. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and take a wild guess that perhaps it wasn't people who were in survival mode, like people who were being erased from the overall American narrative because they didn't do too good a job of assimilating.
Accepting the programming that is colonization. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they weren't the ones who created code switching. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it was probably overseers who created code switching.
We sold us. Power and respect comes with tools. We sold us.
I'm going to go even further out on that limb and say that perhaps code switching was something like this.
Hey, how are you doing today, Massa? Hope everything's going well today. Oh, your shoes look really nice on you. You need some help with that tie?
Get your dumb ass, dumb black raggedy ass. Get your... What the fuck is you doing with your dumb stupid ass? That's not how that go. Ooh, these damn cheering to get on. I'm gonna venture to say that that's what code switching looked like in a lot of cases. Having all this respect over here for Massa. And then all this disrespect over here.
Back in the day, the fear of a good sound beating would encourage a respectful tone. Today, it's the bag that's replaced the beating. See, if you're going to get that bag, then you'll have a respectful tone toward the one who giving you the bag, but then turn around and be disrespectful to your very own blood. My God is God today.
A lot of people saying that Kirk Franklin shouldn't be bearing his business, the family shouldn't be talking their business on public. Child, that's the problem with our people. shouldn't be bearing your business online. Well, what should you be doing? Should you be hustling for massa? Getting over on your own people?
Tap dancing. Is that all you should be doing, trying to chase a bag? Trying to put on an image in the front and deceive the people? The slaves and the little worker bees and the sheep really don't deserve to know y'all business, huh? Keep that to yourself, huh? Yeah, continue to pretend that there aren't centuries and centuries of ancestral trauma just brewing, stewing, and marinating in our DNA. Yeah. Continue to put on a mask and pretend like everything is okay. So you can help to continue to support white supremacy and patriarchy, huh? Don't put your business out. No, continue to put out that lie and that false narrative so that these guppies and sheep could follow you. Follow that fake you.
I see y'all. I'll just be happy when the rest of the world wake up and see y'all too.
We sold us. Don't get moody, it's okay. We sold us. We sold us. We sold us. Sold us. Still peddling trap rap, but ain't there no more. It's how we get that paper, yeah, you bout that dough. Feed your fans lies, cause you don't want them to grow. Long as they buy your product, you don't care if they po. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Claim you love God, but it's the money you trust. It's the blind leading the blind. Everybody lost. Somebody try to wake it, you nail them to a cross. Looking to be paid, I want the status of a boss. If it speak half truth, then the religion is false. Government got you scared to call fake news the media about how they stole your culture when you told them the cost. Your ancestors, they sleep in minds, they turn and toss. Watching everything with the eyes of the hawk. We all slip up and don't walk the walk. Stay true to yourself and acknowledge your fault. Stop looking for a bad guy when times get tough. Sometimes looking in the mirror can be pretty tough. You beat yourself down, you don't think you enough. Get rich or die trying, Hollywood or bust. Can't be mad at yourself when we selling fake us. We sold us. We sold us.